There's no defined set of rules for success, for moving up the socioeconomic ladder in life. Some people work hard, drop out of Harvard, and start one of the world's largest personal computer companies, and end up becoming one of the richest men in the world. Others get small loan of $1 million from their father to kick off their 6 bankruptcies. So, before I continue, many of you are probably wondering why a 17-year-old is standing in front of you talking about success on one of the world's largest stages. Well, the truth is, I really shouldn't be, but I have a few things that I can share. I started investing in stocks when I was 9 years old. I stuck with that, and last year, I got a profile by CNN Money. After that, I got on Twitter. I met a lot of people. I asked a lot of people for a lot of stuff, and I asked them to tell me their story. I leveraged that network I built on Twitter to get a job as a venture capitalist. I'm one of the youngest venture capitalists in the world right now. Then, this past summer, I started a cryptocurrency and blockchain consulting and analytics company, in which contract sizes often range between 6 and 8 figures. Then, just recently, 2 weeks ago, I raised a commitment for a hedge fund here in San Francisco to invest in stocks. Well, you can replicate other people's success to a certain extent. There's no one roadmap. You got to find it on your own. So, while I'd love to tell you, I could give you some advice to, wake up tomorrow morning and be Kanye West or Steve Jobs, I can't. What I can give you is 4 keys to success that I believe help me and will help you too. First of all, put yourself in a position to succeed. As cliche as it sounds, knowledge is power. Having deep domain knowledge in your field is vital because it's the foundation for upward mobility. It's also what I believe gave me the ability to successfully execute the other 3 things on this list that I'm going to talk about. I strongly believe that separation is in the preparation. If you put in the thousands of hours required, reading, learning, whether it be books or on Twitter or Quora or wherever you get your information, if you learn from your industry leaders, if you get in their minds and figure out how they think and learn to think like them, and if you learn everything and become a master in your field, you will be successful. Being a jack of all trades, master of none, isn't going to get you very far in life. However, if you put in the time required, if you spend all the time and all your energy and effort into becoming a master at one skill, at what you're passionate at, doesn't even have to be anything important, right? Then you can focus on diversifying. For me, I don't know how to say this without sounding really cocky, but I think I'm really good at investing in stocks. Once I figured out that that was what I was really good at, I made it my calling card. I got the profile on CNN, I leveraged that into building a huge network on Twitter, and I leveraged that network on Twitter into basically one that can get me anywhere, get me on the stage. Parallel to this, you got a network. Excluding very rare occasions, in today's world, you can't get anywhere without a network, without knowing people who can help you. Networking is the only way to get from point A to point B. Whether I'm in a party or Uber pool or anywhere really, I meet people, I mingle. I ask them to tell me my story because I ask them to tell me their story because that's the only way you can learn, right? Why fail? Why get burned needlessly when you can learn from other people? I also believe that the only real meaningful way to build a connection, to build a relationship with other people, is through exchanges of value. So I ask people, hey, tell me your story, tell me what you do, but also tell me how I can be of value to you. Tell me how I can help you. Last year, when I just started out, so I've been investing in stocks since I was 9, but I got into tech entrepreneurship in September of last year. So over that next 4 months, I sent over 4,000 cold emails to people. I got about 10% success rate, response rate, but I kept emailing people. I kept asking them, tell me your story. Tell me what I can do to be of value to you. And eventually, I learned a lot. I learned enough to build my own roadmap that I thought would take me to be a venture capitalist, that would take me to start my own company, that would take me wherever I wanted, and I stuck to it. I don't consider my greatest skill to be investing. I consider it to be networking. Meet people, ask them their story. That is the only way you can learn. Everyone, regardless of their station in life, each one of you sitting here has a story. It's important, and you'll learn. Think of networking as building a forest. Your forest starts with a singular seed. One person, one connection. That's all that matters. That person decides that they know someone that can be of help to you. That'd be mutually beneficial. They'd make the connection. now your forest has 2 seeds. Depending on how you nurture these connections that you make, depending on how you let your forest grow, eventually they'll grow into plants in a small garden. Eventually you'll have a whole forest of connections. To build and nurture meaningful connections, you need to exchange value. One of the principles I live my life by is the theory of reciprocity. Add X amount of value to people to get Y amount back. Initially that X amount that you have to give people in value will be a lot higher, probably 3-4 times higher than the Y you get back. But slowly over time, the X and Y balance out. And eventually, the beautiful thing about theory of reciprocity is you'll find that people give you a lot more than you get back from them. No. No, 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 no. Society has conditioned us to associate the word no with failure. It's conditioned us to associate the word no with rejection. It's conditioned us to associate the word no with negative connotations. Society has conditioned us to distance ourselves from the word no, to put ourselves in positions where we won't be told no, to put ourselves in positions where we will succeed easily. However, that's not where you're going to grow. If you ask everyone for everything, eventually you'll get a lot of no's, but eventually someone will say yes. Those 999 no's that you get are mitigated by that one yes. I asked hundreds of people, hundreds of venture capitalists for an internship, for a chance to shadow them at work, for anything to just get my foot through the door. Next thing I know, someone just hired me outright as a VC. Everything I've gotten in life, I've gotten by asking. My profile, my venture capital job, working with the UN, writing for the Huffington Post, raising the hedge fund. So many people, especially when I started a year ago, told me I wouldn't make it, but you have to persevere. You have to accept the no's, you have to learn from it, and you have to keep going. Most people will be given 1 or 2 opportunities in life that they completely do not deserve. The people who put themselves in a position to succeed are the ones that will be able to capitalize on these opportunities, the ones that will be able to successfully move up in life. However, if you aren't ready, if you aren't knowledgeable, if you aren't in a position to succeed, then you won't be able to capitalize on these opportunities. You might move up a little bit, but you won't go to the top. So, please network, please ask everyone for everything, and it might be embarrassing at first, but eventually you will get where you want to be. All right, moving on. This right here, the illusion of affluence results in influence, that's one of my life mottos. Some people call it faking it till you make it. I call it being smart. Those who appear at a higher standing in life than they really are the ones that command other people, their peers. They're the ones that exert influence and command power. Not acting wonderstruck, acting like you belong here, executing at a higher level, at an advanced level that you believe you belong in, is what separates people who deserve to move up from people who just go to work 9 to 5, hate their life, and come back. Put yourself in a position to succeed, and then prove you deserve to be at a higher level. And after some time, you really will get there. I'd like to leave you with this last thought. If you go all in on yourself, if you believe truly in what you're doing and put yourself in a position to succeed, then there's nothing that can stop you. Seize the day. Carpe diem. Thank you.